All right. It's Emperor Schooler. Hold on. One second. One second. Let me close the door before somebody comes. It's Emperor Schooler, the great Khan of Khans. And today, much needed, we're gonna go do a fight breakdown with yours truly, your Emperor, your Khan. Simply a breakdown of Ryan Garcia versus Romero. If you watch my previous videos, shorts, I had told you guys that Rolly Romero is nothing to sleep on. He's awkward and awkward for people who are fighters. You guys know if you're awkward, it spells trouble because awkwardness is actually a sort of advantage in the ring. In a perfect example, Maidana versus Floyd Mayweather. He was awkward. Um, but that being said, we're gonna get into this. Apologize it took so long, but had some things going on. But we're gonna get through this. I'm gonna break down and teach you guys exactly the techniques that was used, exactly how Rolly got over, what Ryan did wrong, what Rolly did right. Right. So I'm gonna teach you guys step by step. Now, please like, comment, and subscribe for more boxing tips, for more boxing trainings, for how to position yourself as a warrior, how to get into fighting, everything. And I'm also working on a program for you guys so you can learn how to fight from home, protect yourself from home, your family from home. So that being said, let's get into it, man.
There's a 3-year age gap in favor of Garcia. There's a 1-inch height gap in favor of Garcia.
All right, let's look. The 20. Damn, Rolly 29, huh? Garcia's 26. Height 5'9", 5'8", 146, 146, 70 reach, 68 reach. Not bad, not bad. Um, wow. Rolly seems like he looks a little bigger, right? But they look the same a little bit. So all the advantage is in Ryan's. I want to make that clear. All the advantage is in Ryan's favor. So I want to point that out. Yeah. So these are the highlights, not the full fight.
Ryan Garcia, that last fight against
Oh shit! Oh, I told y'all. Do not sleep on Rolly. I had told y'all, man. Damn. What? That was in the second round too? Oh man, that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Oh shit! Whoa! Yeah, man, that's crazy. Wow. All right, let's break down what happened. Wow, that I told y'all do not sleep on Rolly. He's strong and he awkward. I told y'all. And he didn't even throw that punch right when he knocked him down either. That is humongosaurus Rex. That's crazy. All right. Damn, Ryan, a Cocoa Puff ass boy. All right. So let's break this down. All right. So hold on. So if you see here, right, when you see fighters pawing, like you see Rolly's doing, he's pawing and pawing and pawing. He's finding his range. So when you're in a fight, the one of the most important things is your range. You don't want to be too close because you're gonna get fucked up. But you don't want to be too far back so you don't land any punches. So you got to find a range, and sometimes you got to go. Especially if they're toting, you got to go inside. But when you're pawing with your jab, you're basically looking for your range, right? So Rolly dips to the body. So what that does is, when you're boom in motion, and you let's say you jab to the body, jab to the head, then jab to the body. What that does is it hits you in your stomach and it forces you to have a reset. A reset in boxing is like, let's say I'm moving around the ring, I'm comfortable, and I get hit with something that takes the wind out of me. It forces my feet to come out of position, and now I have to reset and go back into position. What that does is it loses you time, and it messes with the thought process that you had with the punch that you were going to throw. So it messes you up completely. So that was a good offensive and defensive move by Rolly, which is throwing the punch to the body to completely reset Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia, la last fight
Boom.
again.
Okay. So let's break this down properly. All right. How I put this in slow mo, man? I'm an old man. How I do this in slow mo? Damn, 480? My bad. Put this in 1080. That's crazy. My bad. Um, playback speed. Let's go 70. 70. Okay. You know what's funny about Rolly? He be like, I've always found that funny. All right. Okay.
Ryan Garcia.
So, and I keep telling Ryan not to do this. Every time Ryan keeps standing super tall up, and he's flimsy. You know, he's not the biggest guy in his division. What happens here is Rolly completely overpowers him. Really, Ryan don't got no weight. So you can't stand so tall up if you ain't got no weight. You got to ground yourself and you got to bend your knees a little bit so you can't easily be pushed over. So so what Ryan did is Ryan goes to throw a punch, right? Because Rolly was about to throw. Ryan throws a punch, and in the midst of Rolly punching, he actually slipped, and he sort of like uses his powerfulness to like overpower any type of programming Ryan was gonna do. And he just like completely overpowers him. Ryan needs to stop standing so tall up, man. And boom. So that hook, right? Never do what Rolly just did. You know, I'm which is throw the hook like that because if you see it right here, let me see if I could get it correctly. Um, okay, yeah, if you see it, oh, he threw it 2 times. Dang, he wanted to knock that boy head off the shoulder. So if you see when he throws it, he is super out of position right here. He is not in position at all when he throws it. Damn, that boy got the Baki back. Woo! But yeah, he's super out of position. But so is Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia's position is worse. Look at this. Look at this. That's crazy. Nobody's that strong, but that's crazy. Anyway, he throws the hook. The problem what Ryan did wrong is he keeps dropping his hands. He doesn't know how to keep his hands up. Always have your hands here or here. Your hands cannot be all the way down. Like, no. That's what Ryan does wrong. He stands up too tall and he drops his hand too much. Rolly's awkwardness is going to win. Also, Rolly sparred Ryan a lot, so he knows what he's looking for. So Rolly throws the hook, right? And he it's like a step-up hook. And he throws it twice, right? But what Rolly did is he drops his hands when he throws the. Don't drop your hand when every punch. Like if I throw the one, if I throw the two, if I throw the three, my always the other hand is always up to protect myself at all times. All right, but wonderful job by Rolly capitalizing on Ryan's weakness, which is standing tall and dropping his hands. Yeah, that was dope. That was definitely dope. Yup. See, look. See, he dropped it. See, yeah, I don't see it, but it's here, right? Your hand can't be here.
Biggest event of the night. Most electric moment we've seen. Now let's see how Garcia reacts. He's going to come back firing, but he's not going to hide.
Damn! Damn! Kudos. Damn! See, y'all saw that? Hold on. I don't think y'all saw that. Jesus. Hold on. Let me see that again. Kudos for Ryan for getting up too. Damn. Rolly just. Rolly's so strong. Like, damn.
Stop at the bell.
Good hook by Ryan right there on the ropes. And now we move to round. There you go. Between
Okay.
Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. I think
Okay.
Garcia needs to get his left hook
See what I mean? with the jab. I'm going to show you guys that jab to the body that resets. I want you guys to see that properly. So if you're ever in a fight, body shots reset your whole rhythm, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean. Playback speed. Let's do 5 again. I want you guys to see that whole transaction.
I think
See,
Ryan
see. So it blew out his whole momentum pretty much.
Garcia needs to get his left hook going, Antonio. One of these fighters need to show some separation.
Now, the weakness of pawing, it's what it's called in boxing when you're pawing, and trying to find your range, is if you're not a very good, like if you watch Shakur, he does that a lot, and then he's just out the way. But if you're not a good defensive fighter, I wouldn't recommend you doing this because if you're fighting somebody like me and you leave your hand out too long out, right? I'm going to capitalize. I'm going to slip. I'm going to slip it quick, or step up on a hook, or throw a 10, which is an overhand. Simply because you can't leave your hand out like that because you're leaving your face unprotected, right? If you're going to do it, the best way to mitigate it is to do it, but have your right here, this part, your shoulder protecting your chin. But even then, you're leaving yourself out. So how it will go is, let's say you're moving your head, you're in motion, your hands are up and you're pawing, but your paw has to be quick. Find it quick. What Rolly does right is he paws. What he does wrong is he leaves it out too much, overextends it. And what Ryan does wrong, what is he's always on the center line. Ryan doesn't have any range of like motion where he's constantly in motion and he's not being a target. Ryan doesn't have that. He's always this. You can't do that. You have to always in a center motion, moving, trying to find out and figure out what's going on. So it makes it harder for somebody to attack you. He's easy pickings. Like look at I don't know how Devin Haney lost to him, but he's easy pickings right now.
You feel me? Win around decisively or
See?
something. These rounds are just too close, Jim.
Well, the knockdown is the difference in the fight. So it's still
Yo, Rolly just strong.
drives Garcia toward the corner with a series of body shots.
And that looks good from the judge's eye. When you got a guy retreating and you land 2 or 3
All
shots.
right.
I think Ryan, one of these fighters is going to have to show some separation.
The trainer can't make the fighter throw more punches.
That's true.
The fighter's the only one who's in the ring, looking at the opponent, knowing what's coming back, feeling what's coming back.
That's true. Okay, good.
Good body shot.
Yeah, and Ryan is not doing anything. Ryan is he's so inactive, right? So Ryan, like when I look at Ryan and I look at the tank fight, he was better in the tank fight than he was here. There's no rehydration clause here. So you know what I mean? Like, and don't forget, Tank knocked both of them out. So, but these guys, man, they just not like Ryan is not doing any type of anything. If you got knocked down, your first thought is I gotta knock this. I gotta be calm, but I recover. But I also gotta be activity. I gotta get it. So that means even if you might get knocked out, you gotta have some activity. You gotta have some. You gotta try. You gotta try. Ryan is not trying to win the fight. All his energy is low. He's done. From what I'm seeing, he's done. And Rolly is using the basics of boxing. And his basics are not even that good. He's just purely dominating of pure strength and awkwardness. His hands are down. He's ha. His punches are like a slow, twitchy, fast punch. It's like ha ha ha. Like you ever watch those Chinese kung fu movies and they like ha or karate ha. That's Rolly.
Cop, you're really good.
Look at
Remember
that.
Judah Baldemir. the stuff that went on there.
Mm.
Didn't really put up the resistance I was looking for, but still,
Oh, even the commentators is talking shit. He's not putting up the resistance I was looking for.
say we don't know the results of
He made 20 million though.
this fight.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Something happened with the double left hook that put Garcia on his back.
Judges Tony Brello and Tom Schreck both scored it 115 to 112. Velasco Roldan has it 118 to 109. The winner by unanimous decision, Rolando Rolly
Yeah, yeah.
Romero.
My thoughts on this. This was an amateur fight at best. This was just an amateur fight. I've seen amateurs fight better than this. Like this is embarrassing for the sport. But in terms of the activity of Ryan, if you're a superstar, you gotta show that you're a superstar. But you're only as good as your last fight. So Ryan will be better. Rolly will be better. Rolly did a fantastic job. Ryan just let the pressure get to him. And yeah, I'm gonna do the reaction for Devin Haney. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. These are my thoughts on this. Rolly definitely won. Ryan, he's gonna get better. He's gonna get better, but Ryan just has a lot of talent and a big fan base. He doesn't really have the basics, fundamentals of boxing down yet. But Ryan is a very good fighter. He just had an off night. Rolly did a fantastic job. These are my thoughts on this fight. Please like, comment, subscribe for boxing training, boxing tips. And remember, if you want to learn how to fight, I'm going to teach you how to fight. Subscribe. Follow me on all socials. Emperor Schooler on all socials. I'm going to teach you how to fight. Protect your family from home. Protect yourself from home. I'm going to teach you how you can learn to fight from the comforts of your own home. So I'm making a educational program for you guys to help you guys because I want to see you guys be the best version of yourselves. I'm going to teach you guys the mentality behind fighting. But that being said, for more, like, comment, and subscribe, man. But that being said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Victory well deserved by Rolly Romero.